your character change
Yes.
depending on who wrote it?
Yes.
Because I used to
and
find...
your location. Because do you remember Miss Diane went on holiday to the Isle of Wight and then finished up in the Isle of Man?
Oh, yes.
I mean, no wonder people laughed at us. You
No,
know.
but I used to change things like that. I'd say, look, I mean, I did this scene last week and I didn't get
Yes,
to the
but
Isle of Wight, so I went to the Isle of
somebody
Man.
else in the kitchen was doing it.
Yes, that's quite
who
true.
didn't know you've seen it.
And I used to say, you'll have to make sure everybody... I used to try and keep an eye on everything that was in my particular episode, if I happened to be there and hear it all. But you're quite right. Towards the end, when we were doing rehearse record, unless you went round the whole cast and put a big notice up saying, please delete Isle of Man, it was Isle of Wight. Everyone's going, no.
But you're quite... I mean, your character did completely change. I mean, Adam... That was one of the things about Adam. I mean, he could be very, very nice, very understanding when you were on the drugs.
When were you on the drugs?
Oh, yes, she had everything. Nervous breakdown.
I did everything.
Valium, she did everything. She
Can't remember, but
became
I
a
did.
Was that after I left? Were you on the
before.
drugs?
No, before. She was a trapeze artist then.
I think I was alcoholic twice. I did my first lot of alcoholism in 1970, and then I did it again.
Yes.
But I can remember falling off at a bar stool. I thought I did that rather well.
Yes.
I sort of slid off. I said to Cameron, "Is it all right? Can you catch me doing that?" Because I wasn't so good at the slurring of more words.
But we were able to keep
Missing
the reins.
him out, but...
We could keep the reins on the characters, sort of, even though they did.
Yes,
And actually,
I think that also, I mean, I found that I was playing this novelist. I mean,
But she was a very scatty
strong and
novelist.
scatty
Which was all right.
which was fine. But then they started thinking I was as good for me to get married to the David Hunter character, so they sort of switched the whole.
Yeah.
My scattiness sort of went out the windows, sort of somewhat by the end of it.
Yes.
Well, I started off with really nothing because I was very much sort of, you know, I was the young girl in it, and there was no proper
Yes.
sort of character to that. I just sort of was the love interest, the young, who's she going to go out with next? That was it. You know, and you know how wet those sort of parts
Yes.
are. It was really, for me, actually, in all fairness, was towards the end when I started to get a nice light comedy with you. And I can remember having a lovely scene with Paul where I'm swanning around and he's
Yes.
messing around. And that was nice because I began to develop a character.
But Paul, I mean, getting back to Paul and Benny, who he created as on the OB before he'd met any of us. So the die had been cast, and I know he used to get quite cross, or cross, as Ollie would say, quite cross, if he felt the character was being abused and manipulated. But I think in the end, didn't we? We all made it turn around and work for us in a funny sort of
Yes,
way.
Yes.
I think that's what
Yeah.
happened.
And I
actually.
think also
That's
to
what
make a
happened.
scene work too, without losing your character, that
Yes.
was quite a challenge sometimes because, you know, when you were supposed to be sort of desperately sad and you could feel that the whole show was dropping down,
Yeah.
not to kind of leap in and try and pick it up, but still managed to do that with and keeping character.
And the other lovely thing that Nolly used to say is, that scene is appalling, appalling. Do you always remember?
Appalling, yes.
Appalling, she used to say.
I left the series after Glenda, played by Lynette McMorrow, had had a baby. Lynette found she was pregnant, so they wrote the story in that she was pregnant. So we followed her pregnancy all the way through, and then she had the baby. So we used actually Emily, her own baby, as the baby in the show. And I was looking after her, but then unfortunately, poor old Doris, she had a mental breakdown and she went off with the baby. And then she couldn't face all her friends, so she just disappeared.
Mind you, the truth was they were writing a story of Glenda having a baby and they asked her to have the baby. That's so. Well, I left so many times over the years I was in it. I remember I used to go off on the run, or then I was done for murder and I was on the run.
Oh, do you
And
remember that?
Yeah.
Benny is innocent.
Yeah, all
All
over
the
place.
stickers. Benny is innocent.
Birmingham University, which you wouldn't have thought would have been that interested in Crossroads, they had big things out the window, didn't they?
Yes,
Saying Benny is
Benny
innocent.
is
It was a bit of a
innocent.
crack.
Yes.
And I remember the one time when I didn't leave, because I used to get so many letters saying, where is he and that, so they decided that I just left the show, because I only used to do 6 months a year, didn't I?
Yeah.
I know that because I never got holiday pay. I had to do more than 6 months to get holiday pay.
I used to do 9.
So I just made up this gag about I went to fetch a spanner,
Yeah.
and I came back 6 months later. And everybody used to say that actually happened. And it never
And
did.
it
It was
did.
just a gag.
Yeah.
I think it was quoted the year about 5 times. But the final one, because I don't think the producer liked me very much, was Up the Tree, wasn't it? With the
Yes, I wasn't in them when we
No.
went up the tree.
yeah. Else we both could have been.
Or
up
else
there
I'd
taking-
have helped you down. Well, I would think Doris is probably cleaning still. I think she will work till the end of her days. Probably cleaning at some hotel, motel, or an old people's home, in fact. But I think wherever she is, she'll be working. I've always been plain.
That's not so.
Oh, it is so, and I don't mind. The good Lord saw to it I'd other things to take me through life, to occupy me. I had my chance.
I would have thought the Benny character is probably living in some sort of home, being looked after. And just
You don't think we might have gone off together?
no, I think I was too old for you. And
Yes, I think that was it.
the grey hairs colours.
Well, the end came quite suddenly, really, because we had actually just had a big party and lots of congratulations. We'd achieved all sorts of targets and everything. And we'd just been told we were going to have an omnibus episode starting that September. This was July. And literally 2 weeks later, the phone went.
Hello?
For so many years, people said it's going to finish. And it didn't. I mean, I got married and decided that I was going to live in the Midlands and throw in my lot with Crossroads until it finished. Because I was convinced it was going to finish in 6 months' time or a year, and I thought, well, what the hell. And in fact, it went on for another 15 years after that. So that's how long I'd been expecting it. So when it came, it wasn't really too much of a shock.
Good night.
Really, a hotel?
A little hotel.
A little hotel in the west.
Just over the hill in the west.
We can't look for it now.
Yes, we can.
What do you call it?
What do I call it?
Looking back, I think it was all very odd. And I think if we hadn't gone then, we'd still be going strong.
I always thought Crossroads was an awfully good name.